What is good, everybody? It is your boy Champagne Chico, and we're back with the rebuilds. This one's kind of different because it's not like a franchise that's just been bad for a while. This one just started being bad, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. They had a pretty bad season when they were expected to have a pretty good one. Majority was because of injuries to Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp. When Matt Stafford went down, they already started losing. When Cooper Kupp went down, it was already over. There was nothing to do about it. Jalen Ramsey is now on the Dolphins on my team. I love that he's on my team now. So we have to get rid of Jalen Ramsey, and then we have to figure out what to do with the rest of them. But before we get into the video, I do have to ask you to go down there and like and subscribe for me. I would greatly appreciate it. I love doing these rebuilds. If y'all give me some challenges or other teams that you want me to do without somebody, like because of trade rumors, like the Ravens without Lamar Jackson, just let me know and I'll get it done as soon as possible. But yeah, the Rams are definitely a project. Sean McVay was already hesitant to stay with the team because he felt the rebuild coming. But we're getting rid of him now, and we're going to put a brand new coach in. None of our big players retired. We know that the Rams don't have their first round pick until further notice because they traded them away for Matthew Stafford and just packed up their future, basically. So now, $56 million in cap room. So with $56 million in cap room, you got a lot of aging players that are getting off their contracts. David Long Jr., 25 years old, cornerback. Not too convinced. Troy Hill. I just don't think none of these are really worth the payment. David Edwards is a 72 overall. Baker Mayfield, do you want to keep him as a backup for 10 mil for 3 years? Pick your poison. You got to pick your poison at that point. You either eat the punch, save the cap room for next year maybe, and try to figure something out then. Rob Havenstein, neutral deal would be great. I wouldn't really want to do much more if you can take that. I mean, I'll give you a player friendly. Excited to sign such a great offer. Yeah, 2-year deal. He might regress next year. Well, I'm not sure. Neutral deal for Matt Gay. 37.9 left after this, and excited to sign such a great offer. So he stays with the Rams. Taylor Rapp. Who do we have at defensive tackle? We don't have anybody. Greg Gaines was our man at defensive tackle. I might have to re-sign him as well. But Taylor Rapp is somebody that I want to keep at strong safety. He's a for sure safety that they should keep. And he's excited to sign such a great offer. 5-year deal for Taylor Rapp. Greg Gaines is somebody else. Maybe just a 2-year deal for you. That's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. So I have a total of $28 million left. Not re-signing our cornerbacks. They're not good right now. And I'm not wasting the cap space that we have. So going into free agency, we have 28 mil to handle with. We also have to get rid of Jalen Ramsey. So have to see about that. I don't think I'm going to stoop as low as what the Rams did for the Dolphins in terms of how much they got for him, but we have a lot of empty space on the team. Matthew Stafford is still injured, but he's the same overall as Baker Mayfield, so he'll be back by the season. Our offensive line is just not good. Got to see what we can get for Jalen Ramsey. Maybe even Aaron Donald. As hard as it sounds, he could be retiring soon. 32 years old. I don't want him to walk and me not get anything for it. But I'll think about it. I'll look into it. Maybe I just keep him and see what happens. But I'm definitely going to try to trade Jalen Ramsey for some first-round picks. So as I was looking through the free agency class, I'm really looking to just build for the future with as much as I can. But also, we're going to be taking the rebuild this year. We're going to be tanking this year as much as possible, or maybe even win with the roster that we have. But I highly doubt that this roster is going to be able to push much. I'm going to be focused on the draft. Ben Powers is a long-term deal that I'm trying to get right now. 27 years old, 81 overall. I think he's going to be solid at the left guard position for us in terms of the next 3 years. Tommy Townsend, we need a punter, a great punter. Got to get him on a team. And we're just going to evaluate these. Hopefully, Ben Powers does accept his contract. Tommy is the only one left, and he accepts it as well. So I think that's going to be it for right now. I'm going to make the Jalen Ramsey trade right before the draft and see what I can get for it. Maybe a late first-round pick just to be able to build something up with this team, but we'll end up seeing right now. All right, well, we're packing up Jalen Ramsey, a 4th-round pick next year, and a 6th-round pick this year for a 1st and a 2nd from the Eagles. Yes, Jalen Ramsey was packed up for a 3rd-round pick. It was more because he wasn't going to play for the Rams anymore. The Dolphins got him for the value that they're willing to give, and I think Jalen Ramsey was worth more than that. So we're getting more than that. A 1st and a 2nd from the Eagles. They want their cornerback because I'm pretty sure James Bradbury did not re-sign with them. They need a defense in order to keep pushing for what they want right now. So now we have a 1st and 2nd round pick. I think we have 2 2nd-round picks and 1 1st now. We have a 10th pick. So we have a 1st, a 2nd, 2 2nds, 1 in the early, 1 in the late, a 3rd-round pick, and then 2 6 and the 7th. So I'm going to see if I can get maybe a 4th-round pick for the 2 6 and a 7th, because I'm trying to get high-value players to keep building for our team right now. So I'm going to try my best to get one right now. All right, so we're getting a 4th-round pick this year for our 2 6 and the 7th from the Bears. So it's an early 4th, late 3rd at that point. So we'll see what we can do with that. Let's see what we can do with the 10th pick now. The Bears are the 1st pick. We're just going to skip through, get to our pick immediately, see what picks there are. I do want to get a cornerback. I kind of want to build the overall team. I want to build... Ooh, CJ Stroud's here. I don't know. I really want to get Christian Gonzalez, or... I want to be able... What I was trying to say was I want to be able to build everything else. I'm not worried about QB right now. I know that we can probably get one in the future. Getting a left tackle for the future would help a lot. Getting a cornerback for the future would help a lot. Now, quarterback, that's a big investment. That's a very big investment right now. I have to see what I can do with these. So I'm going to end up getting the replacement for Jalen Ramsey. This is what I think the Rams should have done, but... it's nor here or there. Christian Gonzalez, one of the best cornerbacks in the draft, maybe even the best cornerback in the draft. Has some good physicals, measured pretty well in the combine and pro day. Some good stats overall. B-man coverage, B-zone coverage. C-hit power for a cornerback is better than most. B-catching, I think that he's going to be pretty good for us. Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon is hidden development, 93 speed, 96 jumping, 88 change of direction, 86 agility, and 93 acceleration. So that's going to help us a lot for the future. And another position of need for us is the right outside linebacker position. And Drew Sanders is pretty good. He's a run stopper out of Arkansas. Elite speed. Elite speed for a run stopper is crazy. Skills, A-man coverage, A-zone coverage, A-catching, A-pursuit. I think he can be great for our defense right behind Aaron Donald. Hopefully he's pretty good. Hopefully, I was going to say hopefully he's hidden development. He is normal development, 86 speed, 83 jumping, 88 acceleration, 83 agility. Hopefully he pans out. Hopefully he does pan out, but I have to keep drafting for need. This seems like a good pick, but I'm not 100% sure. Matthew Bergeron. Agile archetype out of Syracuse. B awareness, C pass block. Has some okay physicals for a 3rd-round pick right now. B run block power. B awareness. I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to wait on the halfback for the next round. I'm going to get Matthew now. Hopefully he is pretty good. Hidden development for a left tackle. 86 strength, 76 acceleration is going to be great for our line. Hopefully he is a higher overall too, so he can keep developing. Yeah, I'm going to get Zach Charbonnet from UCLA. I liked his film in real life. In the game, he seems like he's pretty good too in terms of physicals. His skills look pretty good too. A trucking, A carrying, A break tackle, A ball carrier vision, and he's an elusive back with A trucking. I think he's going to be great right behind Cam Akers. Hidden development, 88 speed, 88 jumping, 89 acceleration, 84 change of direction, and 84 agility. It's going to be great for our backfield. I was going to wait a little bit longer, but I feel like he would have gotten taken, so I had to take him now. All right, and at the start of the season, I don't think it's going to look that good, but 68 overall. He is not that great, but hopefully he ends up panning out. Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, Van Jefferson, Matthew Stafford is back. Might have to get rid of Cam Akers. I think his contract is up this year. Maybe I can actually finish off what they couldn't finish off this entire time of having Cam Akers these last 2 years. Yep, this is his last year on his contract, so I'm going to see what I can get for Cam Akers. I want Zach to be able to develop as much as possible. The defense doesn't look great, but Christian is a 76 overall hidden development cornerback. Left end is a position of weakness right now. Yeast, I don't even know if that's a real person. At free safety, yeah, we just have to see how the season goes. I'm going to see what I can get for Cam Akers. Hopefully a first-round pick or a second-round pick, but I'm going to try my best to get the value that he is. All right, we are sending Cam Akers to the Dolphins for their second-round pick this year. Tried to get a first-round pick. Couldn't get it, so I'm going to get a second-round pick for Cam Akers. Let Zach Charbonnet develop as much as possible this season, but we're going to simulate to the midseason mark and see what our record is. And at the midseason mark, we are 2-4, and it seems like the entire NFC West is not doing well right now. And the stats on the season, I'm assuming we're not that good. 32nd in offensive yards. And we are 4th in defensive yards. Wow. Okay. Matthew Stafford has 1,400 yards, 9 TDs, and 5 interceptions. He's just there. He's just really there at this point. Zach Charbonnet has 273 yards and 1 TD. Kyron Williams has 3 TDs, surprisingly. Cooper Kupp has 535 yards and 7 TDs as he would. Van Jefferson 265 and 1 TD. Tyler Higbee 260 and 1 TD as well. Defense, Ernest Jones is our leading tackler. TFLs, Aaron Donald has 9 of them. Gaines has 6 and Davidson has 6. Sacks, Donald has 3. Drew Sanders, our rookie, has 2.5 and Gaines has 1. Interceptions, Floyd has 1 and Christian Gonzalez, our other rookie, also has 1. I like where the season's going right now. In all honesty, we have to see what is in the mock draft. Hopefully it's some good QBs. Oh, doesn't look like it right now. Greg Woodard is the best one. Physicals doesn't look like it's going to project to be any good. B deep accuracy, B medium. This might not be the year that we get a QB. This just might not be a year that we get a QB. And players ready to negotiate right now. Davidson, Bobby Wagner, 33 years old. Tyler Higbee, that's probably somebody that we want to keep. But we're going to have $1.5 million. I'm bamboozled right now. $1.5 million in cap room. Do we have to like pack up all of our big contracts? Because maybe they restructured it and now we're screwed. I might have to re-sign him in the offseason. I have to see what I can do right now. Yeah, see, his contract kicks in with $49.5 million next year. That's a no. That's a no. That's a no. I have to figure out how to get Matthew Stafford off our books and still have a competent QB. We are packing up 2 contracts that were taking a big hit on us for Jameis Winston and a 3rd-round pick, but we're also packing up a 5th-round pick this year. Trying to get these contracts off the books, and Jameis Winston's going to have to fill in for the rest of the year, and hopefully that loads off a bunch of salary cap because Matthew Stafford was taking a lot of money. 6.5 only left? All right, packing up Allen Robinson, Leonard Floyd, and a 3rd-round pick this year, a late 3rd-round pick this year, for a 1st-round pick from the Bengals. Some more contracts that need to get offloaded, not bringing anything to the team right now. Allen Robinson has only been regressing, so I'm not dealing with that on my cap, and we have better issues to handle. Now we have 33 mil. There we go. That's a lot better. Tyler Higbee is somebody that I want to keep for the foreseeable future. A neutral deal is what I'll give. That's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. 4 years for him, so that's a solid amount. Van Jefferson is also somebody that I would want to keep. Player friendly, a 3-year deal. Van Jefferson, any future deals need to account for my interest not being met here. Okay, that's fine. We will see if we're able to get him back in the offseason. Jordan Fuller, strong safety. Don't need him. We're going to have about 19 mil if Van Jefferson ends up being more interested by the offseason. So we'll see what happens with that. We offloaded a lot of contracts. We still have Aaron Donald on our team, so hopefully he stays a bit long term. But we'll see how we finish off the season now. And at the end of the season, we go 5-12. The Seahawks did worse than us. We have 45.8 million left. Stats and awards, 30th in offensive yards. I mean, we changed quarterbacks mid-season. And 11th in defensive yards. Losing Leonard Floyd probably didn't help us. 2,600 yards, 16 TDs, and 13 interceptions for Jameis Winston. Definitely a bridge quarterback. I don't plan on keeping him long term. Zach Charbonnet, 728 yards and 5 TDs. We'll have to see how long he lasts here in terms of being the starter, not trading him. I plan on keeping him. Cooper Kupp, 1,500 yards, 15 TDs, like Cooper Kupp would. Van Jefferson, 731 and 3 TDs. Overall, pretty good in the receiving department. Bobby Wagner had the most tackles, and Aaron Donald had the most TFLs with 18. Davidson had 15. Gaines had 13. And Sanders, the rookie, had 12. Sacks, Aaron Donald was also leading in that with 15.5. Sanders had 4.5. There's a significant decrease after that. But interceptions, Fuller has 3. Christian Gonzalez ended up getting 3 as a rookie. That's good. LeCount had 2. And Wagner had 1. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at if any of the hidden development traits ended up going through. Hopefully Christian Gonzalez has a pretty good one right now. Have to see. Zach is star, and so is the lineman, but he's up to a 70 now, so that's pretty good for us. Defense, Christian Gonzalez is also a star. So can't really win them all. Can't win them all, but hopefully in this upcoming draft, we're going to be able to get a lot of good picks. We have 2 first-round picks now. At the end of 2023, the Chiefs beat the Cowboys. That seems to be a frequent thing now. And Mark MVS winning Super Bowl MVP. He must have had a crazy game. Wow. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year, as he should, and nobody else won any awards on our team. So now we have to figure out what to do with the rest of the roster. We know wide receiver is a set position, but we have to see who we have to re-sign. And with players ready to negotiate, Davidson is doing better, but I don't think I'm going to be spending money on him. Van Jefferson is my only concern right now. He still is not that interested. We'll give him a very player-friendly deal. I mean, he's 28. It'll be good to keep him. I'm going to give him the same contract, see if he accepts it. Appreciate the offer, but I'm going to test out free agency. You can go ahead and test it. I don't think you're going to get much better than that. Jordan Fuller as strong safety. We probably should have traded him at the midseason mark. That probably would have been a good idea, but I think I'm just going to let him walk. We have Taylor Rapp there. It's not that much of a concern of mine. All right, and 3 players that we're going after right now, mostly to add to the defense a lot, is Rashad Gary, Ed Oliver, and then we're trying to get Van Jefferson back. I'm sure that he's not going to make a decision immediately. So we're going to see these 2. Ed Oliver, we're in tight competition with the Vikings, so we'll see if we end up getting him. And we do end up getting Ed Oliver. That's a big addition to our defensive line. Rashad Gary is great because he's going to be on the opposite side of Drew Sanders, and hopefully Drew Sanders keeps developing and possibly gets a development trait. But $5 million left. I don't think there's much for us to do with it, because I'm not going to be signing any QBs. I'm going to leave that for maybe later. Honestly, I could sign one for a year, maybe, just to have one at the quarterback position. But I think I'm going to wait till the next draft in order to do that. Unless I find one in this one. I think I'm going to try 2 in this one, but I'm going to be drafting with value. And if the QB is not valuable enough for me to get him there, then I'm not going to get him. But Now, we do have Rashad Gary and Ed Oliver on the team. We'll take a look at the team real quick, see if there's any specific team needs with the $5 million that we have left. Free safety. Free safety is another one. Middle linebacker, 2. Okay. I was looking at a left end in this draft. Not going to lie, cornerback would also be great. We don't have enough picks to be handling all of this, but we're going to try our best to handle everything that we can. And if not, then we build for the next year and embrace the rebuild. But we have to see if Van Jefferson ends up accepting. Still nobody's interested in Van Jefferson right now. And he ends up deciding to come to the Rams anyways on a more of a discount than what we gave him before, to be honest with you. I have to take a look at the draft real quick, see if there's any free safeties. If not, then I'll probably sign Micah Hyde for the year. And one more person that we're trying to get right now is Anthony Walker Jr. at middle linebacker. Nobody else is interested in him. I'm trying to get him at a discount because I don't want to overpay him or have him for too many years that he's just not going to be worth it. So we're going to simulate a day to see if we're able to get him. And I basically have the draft planned out for right now. Getting a right guard, cornerback, maybe even a QB. We'll have to see how the draft goes. But Anthony Walker Jr. ends up undecided still, so we're going to evaluate it. And he is coming to the Rams. So we get a middle linebacker. We needed a middle linebacker, and I don't think that we were going to be able to draft one in the draft. So now Rashad Gary, Ed Oliver, Anthony Walker Jr., and Van Jefferson are back on the team, and now we can draft accordingly for the rest of the spots. So we'll just take a quick look at the mock draft before we get into it. I was more looking... We're at the 3rd spot. Somehow the QB jumped to the 2nd. Oh, they didn't get Justin Herbert back. I was looking at the left end in this draft, Robert Hodgins. I was looking at him. He seemed pretty good. I don't think I would want to get a left outside linebacker since we just signed Rashad Gary, and I don't want to have to deal with the whole confusion of the linebackers. Drew Sanders is at right outside linebacker. We're not just going to replace him immediately after. So I wanted to get a position of need being left end. So I might get him, maybe even trade down to get him. Who knows? But we do have we have one more pick. We have the 24th pick in the draft, and they have us taking a right guard. That is the guy that I was really looking at, to be honest. He looks great. As much as his projection is round 2 to 3, we'll take a look at him. Physicals look solid. He's fast, which doesn't really matter for a right guard, but A, run block power, B, pass block power, A, impact blocking, B, lead block, A, awareness. I mean, and he's a power blocker too. Demetrius Jennings is who I'm looking for in this draft. And yeah, I'm pretty set on what's going to happen in the draft. Hopefully it's enough to build a team up and maybe even be a competent team this year. If not, then we just move on to the next year and possibly get a generational quarterback in the next draft. All right, and the Seahawks are the first pick, so I'm just going to go one by one real quick, and they are going to take Robert Hodgins. I thought they were going to take the right end. And the Chargers take a left tackle. Oh my, that just completely screwed up my plans. I mean, he does not look bad. He does not look bad at all. A, finesse moves, A, awareness. He's a speed rusher, so I would expect that. Physicals, elite acceleration. I think I'm going to take a chance on Kayvon Teal. I know that Aaron Donald plays right end. Just going to have to see how good this guy is in order to maybe switch him around. I'm not getting a linebacker, and that's like the top 5 situation right now. I did not think the left end that I was looking at was going to get picked so early, but we're going to get Teal out of Georgia. Speed rusher is hidden development, so I don't know why the Seahawks didn't get him. 85 speed, 82 strength, 81 jumping, 89 acceleration, and 77 agility. 6'4", 256. I hope that he's going to be outstanding for us because we're going to need it on the opposite side of Aaron Donald. And at the 24th pick, we are looking for our right guard. Demetrius Jennings is still here. It seems like he jumped up the ranks in terms of value, so I don't want to wait till the next round. Since he is round 2 to 3, I'm going to just take a chance on him right now. Hopefully he is good. Normal development. 86 strength, 78 acceleration, 6'3", 331. Damn. Out of Notre Dame. That's a big man. That's a big man. Cornerback is another position that we need to build at. We already have Christian Gonzalez, but we have basically nobody else. Joe Yarbrough. Yeah, Joe Yarbrough. Round 1 to 2 projection. He is here at the beginning of the second. B catching, B zone coverage at a USF. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. 6'3". 6'3". Okay. His physicals are pretty good. Elite acceleration, not bad. B zone coverage, B tackle, B block shedding, B catching. Hopefully he's pretty good. Hidden development. Hidden development. I was probably going to take him at the other position as well. So just switch how one of them is hidden and one's not. So 90 speed, 93 change of direction, 91 agility, and 95 acceleration. He is fast, but he's also tall. So hopefully he's a great pair with Christian Gonzalez. I'm going to take a chance on a tight end right now. Evan Phillips out of Kansas State is a vertical threat. A catching, A run block, B deep route. Physicals look pretty good. Oh my gosh. He did pretty well. B spectacular catch. D impact blocking, but he's a vertical threat, so I'm not expecting too much from that. Normal development. Ooh. 6'6", 256, 85 speed, 87 acceleration. Have to see what we can do with the rest of the picks. Ooh, Brett Klein. A stamina, A run block finesse, A run block, A awareness. I have to take a look at what other players that we need, but that's very tempting. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that center. Our center that we drafted last year isn't... Did we draft the center last year? Not sure. Brett Klein, round 2 to 3, or round 3 to 4, looks pretty good. Hopefully the A to C ends up being A. 6'3", 307 out of Oklahoma. Hidden development in the 3rd round. 88 strength. Wow. 80 acceleration and 81 jumping. Gotta win some of them. We did end up drafting not the greatest quarterback later in the 6th and 7th round. 65 overall hidden development. I mean, if he ends up developing, then great. But not expecting a lot. He has a full season ahead of him. So if he ends up excelling, then great. We don't have to look for a quarterback. But 65 overall is a hard feat to come from. But overall, the rest of the offense looks good. Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell, Zach Charbonnet. The line looks great. Jennings is a 74. Phillips is a 68. So that wasn't the best pick in the world. Teal is a 76. Yarball's a 74. The only position that we really need is free safety right now. Just going to have to see how that goes. But I'm going to let LeCount have until the midseason mark. We're really just embracing the rebuild at this point. Can't have a star at every position right now. And we're trying to get as many young players as possible. So we're going to simulate to the midseason mark, see how our record is, and go from there. Well, at the midseason mark, we are 0-7. Well, I mean, at least we're choosing a way to go right now. At the midseason mark, we're 30th in offensive yards and 17th in defensive. So significantly worse than last season. Our rookie quarterback has 1,500 yards, 12 TDs, and 9 interceptions. Rushing, Charbonnet has 307 yards and 1 TD. Receiving, Cooper Kupp doing what Cooper Kupp does, 500 yards, 4 TDs. Everybody else doing pretty well as well. Defense, Anthony Walker has the most tackles. Aaron Donald once again has the most TFLs with 8. Oliver has 6. Rashad Gary has 5. And Teal has 4. All the way down there. And sacks, Rashad Gary has 6 sacks, Aaron Donald has 3, Sanders has 2, and Oliver has 1.5. And Christian Gonzalez is the only man with an interception. 0-7. Choosing a path and going with it. So hopefully we keep that up. The roster overall, though, we do have hidden development players. So Beckham is a star development quarterback. Klein is a 74 center. but he still hasn't gotten it yet. Just have to keep developing. Just have to keep developing. There's no pressure because we are not going to make the playoffs, it seems. So players ready to negotiate. We have 130 mil, but because Aaron Donald is up for a contract, a man that we really do want to keep. We do want to keep him. Player-friendly deal for Aaron Donald. Need a bigger offer to overcome this team not being a fit for me. Well, it's been a fit for you for almost like 10 plus years now. Doesn't make much sense. It's not looking good right now. I think everybody else we can just handle in the offseason. I don't want Aaron Donald to go anywhere, so I'm going to try to give him a better contract when it comes down to it. Yeah, 33 years old, but I still think Aaron Donald is just going to be Aaron Donald. So we'll simulate the rest of the season, try to keep him on the team, and keep building around him on the defensive side. And yeah, sim to the playoffs. Hopefully we're at the bottom of the NFL. And at the end of the season, the Rams are 3-14. The whole NFC West is still struggling. At least we're probably going to be at the bottom, so we'll hopefully have the first overall pick, 32nd in offensive yards, and 5th in defensive. So we picked it up after the midseason mark. Beckham almost had 4,000 yards, 25 TDs, and 19 interceptions. Zach Charbonnet, I think he's going to have to get replaced. 754 yards and 5 TDs. Receiving, Cooper Kupp, once again, 1,500 yards and 10 TDs. Atwell had more than Van Jefferson, so that's a bit concerning. Defense, Ernest Jones had the most tackles. Ed Oliver had the most TFLs with 21. Donald had 19. And Gary had 17. Teal had 9 TFLs and 2 sacks. And the leader in sacks is Donald with 17 and Gary had 16. Interceptions, Jones got 1, Christian Gonzalez got 1, and some of our lower overall players got some too. So now we worry about the draft and the offseason. 3-14, but we have a lot of cap space right now. So hopefully we're able to get Aaron Donald back and then figure out everything else as we go. And the 2024 season recap ends with the Chiefs winning another Super Bowl, but blowing out the Falcons 44-27. Geno Smith, the quarterback of the Raiders, is NFL MVP. Oh, Greg Woodard ended up winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, the man that we could have gotten but decided not to ultimately. None of our players got any awards though, which is not a big concern for us right now. We're looking for the future and we're looking to keep winning awards with 114 mil. The mock draft, before we get into re-signing anybody, Tyler Cash is the #1 overall prospect. B, deep accuracy, A, medium accuracy, A, short accuracy, A, under pressure. His physicals might not be great, but I think he's a field general, so he's not going to be, he's not going to be running too much. A, awareness. Okay. Tyler Cash does look pretty good. It seems like he's a top prospect regardless, even if we weren't at the top pick. And I think that's really the route we're going to go. Aaron Donald is a big concern for me, but he retired. Aaron Donald retired. Oh, man, after 11 years, Aaron Donald's gone. That's not good. That's definitely not good. Well, I'm not planning to re-sign any of these players right now. Maybe only Ernest Jones, to be honest with you. Because Rob Havenstein, too old. Matt Gay also getting up there in age. I'm not too crazy about it. Ernest Jones, 25 years old. I mean, we can try. But I'm not too crazy about paying him too much. 25 years old, player-friendly deal. I enjoyed playing for you, but I think I'm going to test out free agency. Well, not going to get much better than that, bucko. Greg Gaines, 29 years old. We do have a defensive tackle now, so he's not much of use for us. Player-friendly deal for Tutu Atwell. This offer's perfect. So we keep him for 3 years. I think he's like 25. So by the time his contract is up, we will be good to go on letting him walk. But now 111 mil in cap space for this year. A lot to work with, but hopefully it's a good free agency class for us. All right. And the 5 players that we're trying to get right now are Jalen Waddle to pair alongside Cooper Kupp. More of a speed threat than Cooper Kupp's route running type of thing. Jalen Waddle is great at route running, but he's much faster than him. Najee Harris, we're in competition with the Cowboys for him, but Zach Charbonnet is not doing it right now. Greg Newsome is to add to our cornerback room, our deep cornerback room, but more of a CB1. I think Christian Gonzalez would excel at the CB2 position, and our other young cornerback would be great at CB3. Just be able to develop more. Right tackle, Jawan Taylor for us. We have a pretty set O-line right now, so hopefully he can join us. And Jelani Tavai, we're fighting with the Giants for him. I'm not gonna overpay him. We need a middle linebacker. If we end up getting him, then great. If not, then oh well. But we're gonna evaluate these. Hopefully they all decide. The Cardinals just one-upped us, but Najee, Greg Newsome, and Jawan Taylor. Looks like our middle linebacker is not going to come to the team. I was trying to get Hassan Reddick, but he was already convinced that he was going to the Texans. So we get the positions that we really need. Jalen Waddle was more of a if type of thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to outdo the Cardinals, but I'm going to try to right now. All right, well, I guess we're just going to see if Jalen Waddle ends up coming to us anyways, but it seems like he's on his way to the Cardinals. We could get Kadarius Toney. I think we just need a wide receiver too that's competent, and Kadarius Toney might be that. So I'm gonna try to get to Kadarius Toney. We'll take away the contract from Jalen Waddle. Okay, Kadarius Toney ended up coming, and Jalen Waddle's going to the Cardinals, so it didn't really matter anyways. He wanted to go to the Arizona. Basically sets that up. Now we can take a look at any other positions that we need and see if we can fill anything else out. All right, 3 more players that we're trying to get right now are Ashton Davis at free safety. We just need a free safety. If we find one in the draft, then he'll probably go to the bench. Chris Barnes at middle linebacker, another position of need, and Jadeveon Clowney at left end, because we need a left end. So hopefully they all accept. Let me just make sure that I'm getting the right position here. Yep, that's about right, because all of them are probably going to be on 1-year deals, so we're not too concerned about them taking too much money from us. I think Chris Barnes is the only one on a 2-year, and Ashton Davis and Jadeveon Clowney are on 1-year deals. So we'll see if they all end up accepting, and Jadeveon Clowney still hasn't, but the Bucs are trying to get him because I think, we didn't get the middle linebacker. Jadeveon Clowney and Zach Cunningham, hopefully they both end up coming to the team, because if not, I don't know who else we're going to sign at that point. Jadeveon Clowney still has yet to decide, but we weren't able to get the other middle linebacker either. All right, we're just not going to have a middle linebacker. We'll switch the scheme up because there's no way. There's no way. We will switch the scheme up. Hopefully Jadeveon Clowney comes to the team because we need him. Why are the Giants overpaying him? Why are y'all overpaying him? All right, we're packing up. I don't know how we got this done, but Luke Weipler, Beckham, our starting quarterback right now, and a 4th-round pick next year for a 2nd-round pick this year. Trying to get enough picks to get a 1st-round pick right now, so I can get a competent defensive end. All right, we're packing up our 5th, 6th, and 7th round pick for a 3rd round pick. Still trying to build up enough for a 1st round pick, but we're going to have to see how much that's going to be. All right, well, we're packing up 2 3rds and a 4th for basically the 2nd pick of the 2nd round, because we have the 1st pick of the 2nd round. Not sure if I'm going to be able to get a 1st round pick, at least what I want, so we might have to stick with that and just hope that we get the value that we get. We have 4 picks right now. We have the 1st pick, the 1st pick of the 2nd round, the 2nd pick of the 2nd round, and then also the 11th pick of the 2nd round. So maybe we can find the value that we need at those positions. I just really wanted to get this defensive end. I don't know if the Steelers will take what I'm going to be giving them, though. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick and pick, to be honest with you. I don't see why I would waste the spots that I have, because I have 4 picks, and I definitely do need some more players than just having the 2 at the top. So if he ends up dropping a little more, then I'll probably trade for that specific pick. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to most definitely draft
a quarterback at the first pick. So we'll see where it goes from there. All right, well, we are trading 2 second-round picks, 3 second-round picks, 1 next year, 2 this year, for the 10th pick and a 3rd-round pick next year. Main reason why I'm doing this is because the right end that I'm trying to get is falling to around that position, and I really want to be able to get a quarterback where I'm at. So I'm going to have to move up just a little bit more, I think, actually, after I think about it, because I wanted to get the right end first and then Stanley Bush after. But Stanley Bush is projected to go number 9. So 1 spot ahead of me. So I might move up just a little bit to the Bills pick and see what I can do to do that. But I want to get a defensive player first and then get the quarterback that I want in Stanley Bush. All right, just to move up a couple spots, 10th pick, a 6th and a 7th next year for the 7th pick. Pretty set on what I'm going to be doing in this draft, so we're just going to get to it. Just to be safe, just because QB is more of an important position, I think I might take Stanley Bush first. The reason why I've been so high on him and getting all these draft picks is because his physicals are insane. He has elite strength, good speed, elite change of direction, and elite acceleration. His skills are pretty solid too. I mean, everything is pretty good. The only reason why I don't take Tyler Cash, I think was his name, is because he just doesn't seem to actually be as good as it seems. His physicals, not great. Not that great. He has the accuracy, but then everything else is really just up in the air. And I'm not 100% sure if I want to take that risk. Stanley Bush, I think I'm willing to take the risk for because he's an improviser. He can do different things. And Devontae Richardson might be at the pick whenever I get down to there. So I think I'm going to take Stanley Bush first just to make sure that I get a QB right now. 6'1" out of Northern Illinois. An improviser, Stanley Bush. Hidden development, 91 throw power, 91 acceleration, 85 agility, 90 change of direction, 83 speed. Exactly what I want. And now we're going to skip a couple picks, but I'm going to go one by one just to make sure. George Shaw goes to the Steelers. Nigel Sheldon goes to the Jets. Tyler Cash goes to the Bucks. So that takes the top 2 QBs off the board. There's a lot of good options still for them to go after besides my pick. The Broncos take Joel Farr, and the Titans take a right tackle. So my player is still here, and we're going to go ahead and get Devontae Richardson. Devontae Richardson, he is a speed rusher and has A finesse moves, B awareness, C block shitting, but he's a speed rusher, so I'm not too concerned about that. Elite speed, elite change of direction. Taking a big chance on him, but we need a right end regardless. So, Devontae Richardson coming to the team, hidden development, 86 speed, 85 acceleration, 82 strength, 83 jumping, 77 agility. Fantastic for our team right now, so hopefully he adds to the squad, and now we have one more pick, which possibly could be a free safety. Looks like Anthony Avant is the best option here. His physicals are good. His skills are pretty good too. He has A catching, B zone coverage, C man coverage, C block shedding. He's a free safety who is zone. So 5'9" though. Pretty small. Pretty small out of USC. Almost reminds me of a Troy Polamalu right now. Leon Grisham looks the best in terms of skills. He wasn't that bad in physicals. I think I might just take Anthony Avant. It's a free safety. They're not going to be super good in coverage. I mean, need him to be fast, though. He is short, but I'm going to take a chance on Anthony Avant. See if he's any good. Hidden development, 91 speed, 86 jumping, 90 agility, 87 change of direction, 88 acceleration. Out of USC, almost said UNC, don't know why. But that's going to be it for the picks. We picked all the positions that we really needed. So we'll take a look at the regular season and see how the team looks overall. All right, and at the start of the regular season, our team looks like this. Bush is a 73 overall. Oh, wow. Our center was a superstar. Matthew has been developing greatly. He was a 68 in the first season. Cooper Kupp still at the level that he's at. Kadarius Toney, Van Jefferson, I think our wide receivers are going to be great. Tyler Higbee regressing is going to be a concern. Might have to get packed up this year if his contract is up. Depends on how we're doing at the midseason mark. He's still signed for the next 3 years, so I could wait till the offseason in order to pack him up. But the defensive side of things, wow, Teal is a superstar. Okay. Devontae Richardson is going to be at right end. We don't have a second middle linebacker. Ooh, that's a concern. That's definitely a concern. Yeah, just a swap. Just a swap. Davis for Harrison. We need a second middle linebacker. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but getting rid of Davis for right now just because we need that middle linebacker desperately. We had like a 68 at that position right there. So now everything is filled out. I think, yeah, we had a 66. There was no way I was going to go through the season like that. Drew Sanders is up to a 76. Hopefully he keeps developing with the rest of the rookies. And yeah, we'll see how everything is at the midseason mark. And at the midseason mark, we are 4-3, which isn't bad. A lot better than the other seasons, but because we have a more solid team at the moment, we're 3rd in offensive yards. So that's an improvement. 1st in defensive, but we're 4-3. Okay. Stanley Bush has 1,800 yards, 12 TDs, and 9 interceptions. Najee Harris has 700 yards and 9 TDs at the midseason mark. Wow. Receiving, Cooper Kupp has 686 and 6 TDs. Kadarius Toney has 400 and just doing his thing as a wide receiver too. Rashad Gary had 37 tackles. TFLs, Oliver had the most with 10. Rashad Gary had 8. And Richardson, the rookie, has 5. Sacks, Gary had the most with 7.5, and Oliver had 2.5. And Teal also had 2. Interceptions, Greg Newsome had 3. Harrison had 1. Anthony Walker had 1. Rapp had 1. And Lake had 1. The team's doing good. We should be better than 4-3, to be honest with you, with the rankings that we're at. But not mad at it. Not mad at it. We'll look at the roster before we look at who we have to re-sign before the offseason. Stanley Bush is a star, but he's up to a 75, so that's a plus. Tyler Higbee's up to a 77, so he's doing okay. What happened to our right guard? Why is Jennings not playing right guard? Still looks good. Richardson is playing behind Ogunjobi for some reason. That shouldn't be happening. Avant is up to a 76 with star development. We can look at who is ready to negotiate and handle that. 7 players are ready to negotiate. Are any of them of significance? Ben Powers. Ben Powers is up for a contract. And that's really about it. And we have 109 million in cap. So I'm going to try to get Ben Powers back. A solid left guard. We'll love to keep him on the team. I'm going to give him a neutral deal. See if he accepts it. I was expecting that, but it was worth a shot. I'm not trying to overpay him, so I know that the neutral deal won't be enough for him. So we will simulate to the end of the season and hope that we make the playoffs and make a push. Okay, we finished the season 12-5. Nick Bosa, who had significant interest in us, but we ended up deciding not to go after him because of the money, is on the Detroit Lions with a losing record. But we're 12-5 right now, so that is pretty good. That is pretty good. We were 2nd in offensive yards. Stanley Bush was the right decision. And in defensive yards, we were also 2nd. So, damn good. Stanley Bush, 4,500 yards, 37 TDs, and 13 interceptions. As a rookie, he's only a rookie. Najee Harris has 1,600 yards and 18 TDs. Zach at 11. He had more this season than he's ever had as a running back. Receiving, Cooper Kupp had 1,800 yards and 12 TDs. Absolutely insane. Kadarius Toney with 907 TDs. On the defensive side, Anthony Walker had the most tackles, while Rashad Gary had the most TFLs with 17. Oliver was 16. Teal with 12. Ogunjobi with 11. And sacks, Rashad Gary was also leading in that with 14.5. Oliver had 6.5. And Teal had 5. Drew Sanders is staying relevant. Greg Newsome had 4 interceptions, Tyler Rapp had 3, and Anthony Walker had 2. So, pretty good overall. Pretty good overall for the team. We're 12-5 facing an 8-9 Detroit Lions. Let's take a look at the roster, see if any of the hidden development ended up pulling through. And Stanley Bush is up to an 80 overall, so that is great. But on the defensive side, Richardson's only a star. So was hoping that he was going to be a superstar like Teal. Maybe he develops into that, but the cornerbacks look good. The safeties look good. I think the linebackers is the weakest point, but even that still looks good. So we're going to go into this game against the Detroit Lions and hopefully move on to the divisional round. So the Rams do start off with the ball and are starting off hot as they get into field goal range and go downfield and get the first touchdown of the day, 7-0, and we stop the Lions on offense. This might be a blowout. Another touchdown, 14-0. The Lions are able to go downfield very slowly and end up getting a touchdown, but Najee Harris gets an extremely long run, 21-7, and the Lions are moving downfield right now. And they end up getting another touchdown, still keeping it at a one-score game. 3rd and 16. Stanley Bush gets sacked. And we're going to punt it away back to the Lions. And they get a big reception and have to take... How do we get the ball back? Okay, a turnover, I assume. 3rd and 7. We convert on 3rd down. 2nd and 15 because we got sacked. And a big reception by Van Jefferson puts us into field goal range. 4 seconds left on the clock. Pass is knocked away. We're going to take the field goal. 24-14, a 10-point lead at half. And the Lions start off with the ball and immediately only get a field goal. They started off hot. They definitely started off hot. But the Rams want to answer back. 4th and 3 is not going to do it, though. A penalty moves them forward 18 yards, and the Lions get stopped on the next set of downs and end up punting it back to us, and we are slowly going downfield, but end up not converting on 3rd down and have to punt it away. 24-17. At the end of the 3rd, the Lions are moving downfield, but are not able to get into field goal range. I think they should be punting it, and they do. And it's a touchback. We have to be able to convert on 3rd down, and we just simply cannot. This Lions defense is locking down with Nick Bosa and Aiden Hutchinson on each side of the field, and they're going to go downfield and tie up the game 24-24, and our offense is tired of it. We get a reception by Cooper Kupp for 43 yards for the touchdown, 31-24. 2 minutes left, and all our defense has to do is stop them, and we get an interception with Joe Yarbrough, and we're just going to try to chew clock as much as possible right now. We convert on 3rd down to Cooper Kupp, and I think that's going to do it right there. And we're just going to keep chewing clock. 4th and 8, and that is going to do it. The Rams move on to the divisional round, 12-5. This is only the start of the playoffs for us. And now we have to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who don't have Tom Brady anymore. But they did get Tyler Cash in the last draft, so this is a battle of the rookie quarterbacks. I think ours is going to come out on top. The Bucs are going to start off with the ball as we are at SoFi Stadium, and they're able to get some receptions downfield and end up getting the first touchdown of the day as we're trying to make our way downfield as we are, but we throw a pick to Emmanuel Forbes of the Bucs, but immediately lock him up. 3 and out, and they punt it back to us, and all we have to do is get some points on the board. 1st and 10 because of a penalty. 2nd and 6, 3rd and 6, not able to convert on 3rd down and have to punt it back to them, but put them at the 2. Tommy Townsend is a great punter. 3rd and 5, they end up converting on 3rd down and go downfield and get another touchdown, 14-0, and we're going to go downfield and finally get one to start off the day, and the Bucs just seem to be unstoppable for our defense. 21-7, 7 seconds left on the clock. I don't think we're going to be able to do much with it. 5 seconds left, 3 seconds left. That's going to do it for that half, but we do start off with the ball this time, and we are going to go downfield and hopefully get a touchdown to answer back in some way, and we do. 21-14, Cooper Kupp gets his touchdown, and the Bucs need to be stopped before they get to touchdown range, 28-14, and we are going downfield but get sacked for 7 yards by Jermaine Johnson II, who was on the Jets before. We missed a 60-yard field goal because we didn't convert on 3rd down. The Bucs have the ball and get a big reception to Isaiah McKenzie and are going to be able to get not another touchdown yet. A 10-yard penalty knocks them back. They get forward with Elijah Mitchell and end up getting the touchdown regardless, 35-14. And it just seems like the Bucs have a handle on this game that we cannot get them to let go of. 35-21, and they make the field goal. That just might be the game right there. We get another touchdown, but 19 seconds left on the clock. Don't have enough time to be able to get that back. And we're going to lose by 10 against Tyler Cash and the Bucs. He wins this first matchup against Stanley Bush. But we have a lot to build on for next year. And the 2025 season recap ends with the Chiefs winning 3 straight Super Bowls. The Bucs went on and lost to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes getting his payback. Tyler Cash won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Chris Godwin won Offensive Player of the Year. He definitely was used in that slot for sure. None of our players won anything, but they will be winning some awards soon enough. But we have to figure out what we're going to do in this free agency. Just ready to negotiate, and I still think Ben Powers is our biggest concern at the moment. Seems like he only wants a 1-year deal, but I'm going to give him a player-friendly deal, see if he accepts it. Excited to sign such a great offer. Solid left guard. Would love to keep him long-term, so that is the plan right now. Van Jefferson is down to a 75, so I don't think he'll be coming back. Kyron Williams down to a 71. We have $123 million to use in free agency to fill out the roster, more than we already have. Anthony Walker is solid. If he accepts a 1-year deal, I'll take him. This is exactly the offer that he was looking for, so we get to keep him. And yeah, that's going to be it for right now. Didn't want to overpay a middle linebacker. I'm not too convinced on Anthony Walker being here long term. So we're going to go ahead and go into the first day of free agency with $118 million to use on whoever's in there. All right, and 5 players that we're going after right now are Chris Olave. Since Van Jefferson is on his way out, we're trying to kind of sweep in somebody else to help out Cooper Kupp. Tyler Bass, we have not had a kicker, which I did not realize. Irv Smith to kind of replace Tyler Higbee. Tyler Higbee's kind of on the decline, and Irv Smith is a superstar, so I'm giving my fair shot at him. Cole Holcomb, decent middle linebacker. We're competing with 3 other teams, so I wouldn't be too upset about losing that battle. Kyle Juszczyk, fullback. He wants to come to the team. I didn't even give him that crazy of a contract, so honestly, I put worse of a contract, and we're still 5 bars. So we're going to see who all decides right now, and everybody decides except for Chris Olave because he got a contract from the Bucs. Tyler Bass, Holcomb, and Juszczyk. Who was the other? George Pickens already went. Oh, that doesn't help. All right, now we're competing with the Bucs. I adjusted the contract a little bit. Chris Olave, Cameron Hayward, because he wants to come to the team. How am I going to say no to that? He is 37, though, so he really only has 1 solid year left. Nobody else really piques my interest in terms of this free agency class. It's nothing too crazy, especially with what we already have on the team, so we could save the rest of the money for next year again. I mean, we have like 60 mil, but Chris Olave, Cameron Hayward, they both decide. Chris Olave comes to the Rams. That helps a lot. That helps a lot. Cameron Hayward also comes to the Rams. I might switch his position to defensive tackle just so we can run a 4-3 scheme. Ooh, Tamani Thompson looks insane. A vertical threat out of USC, almost elite everything. His skills look pretty good too. He can pass block and he can catch. I might have to trade up in the draft for this. I'm really only focused on specific positions so I can offload as many picks as I need to. All right, well, we're packing up our first round pick and our 2/3 for the 15th pick. I tried to get a higher pick with that type of value, but it didn't really work out. So we're specifically going after a tight end in this draft, so we can just get straight into it. It's really the only position that we're genuinely going after. So hopefully he ends up sitting there for the entire time, and Delvin Frazier gets taken right before us, and our tight end is still here. Tamani Thompson looks absolutely insane. A to C on a lot of things, and hopefully all of them are A's. So physicals look incredible. Pick 15 for the Rams, and Tamani Thompson is normal development.
Wow. Okay, I mean, hopefully it's that type of normal development that they just develop pretty quick and just get a development trait or two, but 89 speed, 87 acceleration, 88 agility. At the start of Season 4? I think it's Season 4. Najee is up to Superstar X Factor. Thompson is a 76, so that's good. I'm glad we got a tight end because I didn't even realize Tyler Higbee is a 73 now. Kyle Juszczyk is star development. Wide receivers look great. Our whole offense looks fantastic. Defense, though, Cameron Hayward is going to be taking over that right end position for us. Oliver Teal, Greg Newsome is up to Superstar. Avant is up to 79 overall. Our team just looks great. It just looks great, so hopefully pans out. Special teams still look great too. Tyler Bass, Townsend. I don't see how we don't make a deep push or a hard push for the Super Bowl. Just gonna have to see how it goes at the midseason mark. And at the midseason mark, we are 5-2. So that is a great start for us right now. We are first in offensive yards. Wow, that is the first for me. Fourth in defensive yards. Stanley's doing his thing. 2,200 yards, 19 TDs, and 7 interceptions. Najee has 549 and 3 TDs. Not quite the pace that he was at last season. Cooper Kupp has 960 yards and 11 TDs at the midseason mark. That is why. That is definitely why. Chris Olave is a great wide receiver too to him. Holcomb has the best? Is leading in tackles while Teal is leading in TFLs. Gary was 6, Hayward with 4, and Oliver with 3. Sanders has 4.5 sacks. Gary has 3, and Hayward has 3. And interceptions, Newsome has 2, Yarbrough has 1, and Holcomb has 1. Our team looks great. Our team looks fantastic. 5-2 is not a bad start at all. Take a look at who is ready to negotiate right now. Cooper Kupp and Christian Gonzalez. Ooh. We should try to get him right now. Cooper Kupp, 33 years old, 93 overall. He is regressing. I mean, he'll take a neutral deal. Not considering shorter deals at the moment. Damn. I can't trade him either. Christian Gonzalez is somebody that I want to keep long-term, though. Give him a very, very player-friendly deal. Keep him on the team. Happy to sign with the organization. For the foreseeable future, he will be on the Los Angeles Rams. Cameron Hayward is not a concern of mine. Tommy Townsend, I mean, if he'll take a neutral deal, that would be great. Need a bigger offer. That's fine. That's fine. You're a punter, so I'm not too concerned. Gardner Minshew. Zach could stay on the team. That's just going to have to be an off-season decision. Jawan Taylor is also up. Our whole line seems to be going, to be honest with you. I mean, 65 mil isn't a bad amount for right now after trying to give Cooper Kupp a contract, but we're going to have to see at the end of the season about those contracts. We'll take a look at the roster. I think I haven't even looked at it yet. And Bush is up to an 81. Everything basically looks the same right now. Defense still looks solid. Yeah, we just have to simulate to the end of the season and hopefully be high enough that we don't have to play in the first round. And we end the season 13-4, enough to have the first round bye in the NFC. That is fantastic for us. Stats and awards, first in offensive yards still, so that is great. Defense, second, almost had first. Stanley Bush had 5,100 yards on the season, 47 TDs and 13 interceptions. Rushing, Najee had 1,400 yards and 12 TDs. Zach is doing well as a backup, but not too sure about him. Cooper Kupp had 1,900 yards and 22 TDs. Chris Olave had 1,100 yards and 9 TDs. Kadarius Toney had 1,009 TDs. Our receivers were cooking. Our whole offense was cooking. Holcomb with 117 tackles. Teal had the most TFLs with 14. Hayward with 11. And Gary with 9. Sacks, Hayward had the most with 8. Gary had 8. Sanders had 6.5. And Teal had 6. Interceptions, Greg Newsome had 4. Taylor Rapp had 3. And Anthony Walker had 2. So did Holcomb and Yarbrough. Ooh, a first round bye is a great way to start off the playoffs right now. Take a look at the roster to see if anything is different. And
Oh, Bush is up to an 85. Probably because of the morale, but 85 nonetheless. Defense, still the same. Still the same. Everybody is developing very well right now. So, now we have to go into the divisional round since we don't have to play in the wild card and see who we're going to be facing in the divisional. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers once again. This is like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady facing off against each other right now. Tyler Cash versus Stanley Bush, I think is his name. Yes, Tyler Cash versus Stanley Bush. Both top quarterbacks in the league. Neck and neck in passing leaders. Ooh, we have to be able to finish them off this year because we have the first round bye. We have no excuse not to be beating them. And we do start off with the ball as the Rams are going to be able to go into field goal range and get the touchdown, and the Bucs are trying to do it just as quick as we did. 7-7, and the Rams are going down and end up getting another one. This is going to be a high-scoring game if we're not able to stop them. But we do, but our offense is not able to do anything and get 3 and outed. They almost do the same, but not quite enough, but they get stopped for the field goal as the Rams are moving downfield, and we get into field goal range and get enough for the touchdown. 21-10. Almost stop them several times, but they end up getting downfield and getting a touchdown before the end of the half, and they start off with the ball at halftime, and they're going to be able to get into field goal range and turn the ball over. I thought that was a touchdown. Najee, 3rd and 9. Cooper Kupp gets an 8-yard reception, and then Kadarius Toney with the 14-yarder. 3rd and 7, not able to do anything with it. And a 10-yard penalty knocks us back for the punt, but oh, a pick by Christian Gonzalez puts us at the 18. Our star rookie our star young player from our first draft, Chris Olave, gets the touchdown, 28-17, and the Bucs get 3 and outed. It seems like we are in full control of this game right now, but a punt gives them the ball back, still an 11-point lead right now, and a penalty moves them forward about 40 yards because of Anthony Avant, probably on a pass interference, and we seem to be able to stop him in some way. 4th and 23. Tyler Cash gets sacked, but they get a reception, and it's not a first down. I am completely confused right now. And we throw a pick at the midfield mark, and they have an opportunity to get a touchdown, but are simply not able to. And we get the ball back, and we want to get that touchdown that we should have got last drive and end up getting it 35-17. And we stopped them completely. Our defense woke up and stopped them. And they throw it away on 4th and 25, putting us in great field position to get the win. To get the win, I thought we were going to get another touchdown, and we move on to the conference championship. Wow, I keep trying to say Taylor. Tyler Cash is not able to beat us this time, and Stanley comes out on top. And the Carolina Panthers is who we have to face in the NFC Conference Championship. They're 12-5, so a bit of a better record than the Bucs, but not as good in overall as we are. So hopefully we can win this one and move on to the Super Bowl. And the Panthers start off with the ball, and they seem to be going downfield very slowly. But 3rd and 15, 4th and 2, and they have to take the field goal. A 3-0 lead for them, but we are not able to get anything on the first drive as they get a touchdown to make it a 10-0 lead as we get into field goal range and end up only getting a field goal. And the Panthers are going downfield very slowly, but end up only getting a field goal as well. 13-3, and the Rams throw a pick to Chris Smith II. And the Panthers are trying to get the lead again, and George Pickens gets the touchdown right before the half. We have to be able to do something right now. 3rd and 16, 4th and 9, 30 seconds left on the clock, and all we have to do is stop them, and that's exactly what we do. 20-3, and we start off with the ball. Have to be able to do something with it, though. The Panthers go downfield 27-3. We get a touchdown finally, but miss the field goal. 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And we go down and get another touchdown. 11-point game with 3 minutes left. Panthers are trying to do something with it as we get the ball back. And we are going to get another touchdown. It is a 3-point game. 27-24 with the minute 53 left. we have to do is stop them on defense, and that's exactly what we do. 4th and 14. The Rams are going to go downfield, get into field goal range with 1:05 left, convert on 3rd down, 50 seconds left. They're on the 1. 3rd and goal, and we get the touchdown, 31-27. All we have to do is stop them from getting an insane reception. 20 seconds left, 45-yard line, 17 seconds left. A pass to Devin Singletary for 0 yards. 14 seconds left, 46-yard line. 4th and 10, 12 seconds left, and that is going to do it. The Rams complete the comeback to take themselves to the Super Bowl and win it. They win the NFC Conference Championship when everybody, including me, thought we were about to lose that game. Wow, 31-27, and the Rams move on for a chance at the Lombardi Trophy. And we have to face the infamous Kansas City Chiefs, who have won 3 straight Super Bowls. And we're looking to be the first to beat them on the grandest stage of them all. All right, and the Chiefs do start off with the ball and are able to go downfield and get a touchdown, but a big reception gets us the touchdown very quickly as the Chiefs are trying to do the same, and a penalty moves them into the red zone, and they end up getting another touchdown, 14-7. But this time the Chiefs defense completely stops us as we have to punt it away, but we get a pick and go in for the touchdown with it. 14-14, a big Super Bowl play right there. 4th and 3, and they only end up taking the field goal. We have to be able to get the touchdown to take the first official lead. We get sacked for 10 yards, but we get those yards back with Chris Olave and end up getting the first. We're gonna not be able to get into field goal range, and we miss the field goal. 17-14, and the Chiefs end up punting it back to us. 3rd and 5. We convert on 3rd down. 4th and 11, and we punt it away. 3rd and 8. A big stop by the defense, a major stop by the defense. They end up punting it back to us, and we immediately get into field goal range and get the touchdown with Tutu Atwell. All right, 21-17. We have to hold this lead, and the Chiefs end up only getting a field goal before the end of the half, and we weren't able to do much before the end of it, but we do start off with the ball. 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, and we have to punt it back to them. With the touchback, the Chiefs get the ball. 2nd and 14, 3rd and 10. Big reception, and they go downfield and get another touchdown. 28-21. We are trying to do the same, but a sack knocks us back. 3rd and 1, though, and we convert on 3rd down. We're getting into the touchdown range, but I think we're just going to take the field goal, but we go for it. A 5-yard rush with Kyle Juszczyk, and we get the touchdown with Najee Harris, 28-28. Biggest stage of them all, you got to go for it sometimes. And they end up only taking the field goal. 2 minutes left, 4th and inches. And we punt it on 4th and inches. The Chiefs, 3rd and 13. 4th and 12, and they have to punt it back to us. It was a good choice after all. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 6. 1st and 10. 58 seconds left on the clock. If we get a touchdown, that can do it. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal. 3rd and goal, and a touchdown. 35-31. All we have to do is stop them from getting a touchdown. 30 seconds left on the clock. 4th and 12. They're going to go for it and not be able to get it. And we knock off the infamous Kansas City Chiefs, the 4 straight winning Super Bowl champions. There was a better way to say that. 3-peating in the rebuild. 4 straight if you include the real life one. And Cooper Kupp wins another Super Bowl, and this whole team was built for this moment right here to be able to win it all. Stanley Bush was a great pick. I'm glad that I picked him where I did. And Higbee, backup tight end now, so he really got his ring for no reason. And the Lombardi Trophy is going to be going to the Los Angeles Rams finally after another 5 years of rebuilding. And at the end of 2026, the Rams beat the Kansas City Chiefs for their 3rd Super Bowl. Anthony Avant ended up winning Super Bowl MVP. Tyler Cash was NFL MVP, but probably shouldn't have won it. Cooper Kupp got Offensive Player of the Year. And that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote, and that is going to do it for
this rebuild. Completely rebuilt the Rams from the ground up. No Aaron Donald. Oh, Stanley Bush is a superstar now. That's great. Kyle Juszczyk, used them as much as we could. Thompson, 81. Defense. Everything is slowly dissipating on the team, but it was just enough to win the Super Bowl. And if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. I do videos like these every Monday. And if you have any challenges for me to do in terms of rebuilding, let me know. And I'll do them probably on Wednesday or on Monday if I run out of teams to rebuild. But yeah, I will see you in the next video. Peace.